Hi, Dr. Fahmie.
Hello.
Welcome to our interview. This is your interview, and I'd like to ask you some questions about your area and your research. First, can you tell us about what area you study?
Yes, I am in the area of applied behavior analysis, and that is the application of behavior analysis to societal problems.
Okay, great. So what does somebody who is a behavior analyst do all day?
So behavior analysts, their jobs can vary quite a bit, but I think that all of them have some components in common. We observe behavior very often, so a lot of my job involves going into places where there are issues with behavior, so like a school, and sitting back and watching, just observing. We do really value experimentation, so by experimentation I mean we do modify things in people's environments and find out how that influences behavior. And we do it in a way that we're really confident that what we did as the behavior analyst is the thing that made the change in the behavior, as opposed to some other genetic variable or long history with something else. We really look at the direct impact of changes that we make on people's behaviors.
Got the research lab focusing on?
I am working with public schools, so a lot of my research focuses on the issues that public schools face, and for example, child problem behavior is a big one. I work often with preschool classrooms that are special education classrooms, and so the children there have some diagnosis or some sort of intellectual disability that has placed them in a classroom for special needs. And some of those children engage in really challenging behaviors like aggressive behavior or disruptions or tantrums or destruction or even self-injurious behaviors.
Oh, wow.
And so those behaviors really hinder the children's learning, hinder the learning of the children around them, and sometimes it gets them in really big trouble in terms of moving through a school system.
Okay.
So when I come in, it's often that the students need my help in improving those behaviors, making the challenging ones decrease, but replacing them with more adaptive skills that get their same needs met.
So you and your team work in schools, but where else do behavior analysts typically work?
Behavior analysts often work in kind of centers for people with special needs. So there are local agencies that serve people with autism or other developmental disabilities, and you see a lot of behavior analysts there. But behavior analysis is broad enough that it really can apply to any sort of challenging behavior that is brought by society, and that could be in businesses. You could see behavior analysts work in industries or with marketing teams or with health professions. So health behaviors are very important, and behavior analysts can contribute a lot there. I've seen behavior analysts work in sports. Really the range of places behavior analysts can work is so broad because behavior fuels pretty much everything we do as a society. So
what we do as a society
is behavior.
Yeah, great.
So we are never at a loss for jobs in this field.
What classes do you teach here at CSUN?
I am currently teaching a capstone in advanced clinical inquiry, and the focus is on applied behavior analysis. Okay. And so I teach the lecture and the seminar portion of that. And then I also have taught, and will be teaching next semester, a introductory behavior analysis class, PSY 351.
Okay.
And I also teach several graduate courses in behavior analysis. So the graduate courses focus on specific topics in behavior analysis, like how to assess challenging behavior and different ways to use a behavioral approach for problems that span the entire lifetime of an individual for people with or without disabilities. Those are kind of my two topics in the graduate program.
Cool. So I wanted to ask you a couple of personal questions so the students can get to know you a little better. One of those questions is, I know that you've only lived in Los Angeles for a few years now, so I would love to know what you would do if you had a Saturday morning completely free. What would you choose to do?
I try to keep my Saturday mornings completely free because I really like to go to the beach and run. Running is one of my hobbies. So that's a fun thing that I do. But I would say that I'm kind of equally interested in just the weather's so beautiful. I'm from Florida. And so being outdoors just being outdoors is good enough. Like, even if I have to do work while I'm outdoors, like, California is so beautiful that being outdoors is something that I love.
Good. Cool. Okay, let's say you could go anywhere to eat near campus. Where would you go?
Ooh, the Greek place right across the street.
Agreed. Tell me one place you hate driving.
Anaheim from Northridge at
Horrible.
like 3 o'clock, and that was awful.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. It pains me to think about it. All right, well, thank you for answering my questions today, and I'm sure all of our students will find you in the hallway and introduce themselves to you.
Say hello.